So we spent some time hitting on the Butcher crossface series. We spent some time on the bar arm, another series that I think is super effective at really dominating your opponent on top and working for the pins is digging out an inside wrist to the back to different turns. So to get into that, one of the best breakdowns that I showed you for this situation is our thigh pry and our spiral ride. Shown here, we're extending our opponent again, and we're starting to run him down. And now a lot of times I'll either kick the wrist out. If he's up and he's posting, I'll either kick the wrist out and catch the inside wrist, or again, I run him down to his elbow. Now I catch this wrist. So from here, we're catching this wrist. Now I'm gonna run him straight forward. I'm gonna run him forward. As I run him forward, I wanna start to put a lot of pressure on this upper arm actually. So just go in here. I'm gonna switch sides on you here. I catch this wrist as I drive forward. It's not so much about turning my wrist as it is about having a shallow wrist, and I want to put all that forearm pressure right on his upper arm, not quite right at his armpit, because he's going to tend to want to bury this. So if I go right at his armpit, it's gone. Okay, but as he's going to bury this, as I take this, he's going to bury it, I'm going to put my weight right there. I'm pressing right now. I'm pushing with my other hand, but when I do this, normally I'm going to be up here, and then I'm going to sink my weight back. So my shoulder is in his back right now, and I'm trying to pry it out. A lot of times, this shoulder in his back, he can take this punishment of the shoulder straight in his back, and he'll bury his arm. He'll bury his arm. I won't be able to pull it out. But once I drive and I change this weight, that arm comes up relatively quick. Now, sometimes you'll catch a wrist and you'll have an opponent really bury it underneath his body. Okay, I'll need a second hand. I'll be reaching through. I'll need a second hand to grab. Again, if you go to the bottom wrestling video, we talked about this, taking off the head of the snake. I'm grabbing around his pinky and his thumb, the base of those joints, and I'm taking away so he doesn't have a lot of grip. Because a lot of times, this guy, he'll grip his belly right here, and he'll hug his own belly. So I want to take that apart. So I'm right here. I will grab around his thumb and his pinky, and now I pry it out. I pry it out. As you can see, my weight is leaning right on that shoulder joint. My weight's leaning right on the shoulder. Now I run it to his back. When I run it to his back, I want to drive that wrist all the way across. Going back, that's where he really buries it. A lot of times I'm here, I kick this out, I run this forward, and instead of running him and trying to put him flat, I'm going to run him right over this wrist. I'm going to run him right over this wrist right there, and now I sink. I sink a lot of weight. He's going to almost turn up into me because I'm floating right at the area of, hey, I'm taking it against the joint. Now, I know, according to the rules, we can't do that. We're not trying to crank it. We're not actively trying to go against the joint and injure him. We're trying to hold him right at that point where he cannot stop me from pulling his arm and putting it to his back. So I don't actually want to hurt him. I don't want to have a match stop. I don't want to have something where I injure my opponent and I lose points for that. But I do want to work right to that fence of where I can maximize my punishment on him while also maximizing my ability to get to the position I ultimately want, which is his arm on his back. So I'm right here, I tackle, I start running him over. I'm going to run him straight over this arm. I'm not going to go straight to the shoulder. I'm going to go straight over this arm right here. My weight, I don't want to sit all the way on my butt. Okay, as I show this, for me to really describe this arm properly, I'm sitting, but most times when I'm here, as you'll see, I'm up. Because I want to press weight on that upper arm. Now, as I do that, again, I grab right on the wrist, and then I grab right on the hand, And now I'm gonna throw it, not throw it, I'm gonna drive it. I'm gonna drive it right across his back. When I drive it across his back, I'm gonna step and I wanna hook this. If I don't hook this and I drive it across his back, he'll continue to circle away. And then I'm in trouble. Or he'll just stay on his belly and he'll just swing away. He'll just swing, swing, swing. Just run away with the feet. Yep, keep going. Yeah, I'm playing the game of chase. I put this on his back. As I drive it onto his back, I'm stepping, I'm hooking. Okay, now I have this on his back. I'm holding it across his back. We have a whole slew of turns we can hit from here. And we're gonna work those in just a sec. But I really just wanna emphasize how important it is when we come up and I run, I'm driving, I catch. Now, I'm not gonna run him this way. I'm gonna run him over that arm. I wanna collapse over, because this arm is weak relative to his body. His body, that's where his core is, that's a lot more strength there. So I wanna run him straight over this arm right here. I catch, locking in, I'm gonna run it to his back, step up. When I step up, okay, a really flexible or hard to get a hold of opponent, well, a lot of times they'll thrust that inside shoulder to the mat and do what's called limb coming out. So, to combat that, whether they're flexible or not, when I bring this up, circle here. When I bring this up, I step up, watch my belly right here. My belly button is gonna go right into his elbow. Now, no matter how flexible, keep circling, no matter how flexible he is, I almost don't even need this. He could still get this out after a while because I'm not holding, but it's gonna take a little bit because I eliminated that space. You've heard me say it before in the video. I think it's something that in any situation is really beneficial, eliminating the space. So right here, belly on his elbow, eliminate the space. Now he tries to turn down. There is nothing. We can go to our turns. Stay tuned. That's where we want to get from here. We can hit a lot of turns. We can really work to punish the guy from the top.